This reading is taken from the book Whispers from Eternity, a book of prayer poems by Paramhans Yogananda. This prayer demand is titled, Demand for Thy Light. I am here before Thee, Father, hurling again and again the spears of prayer to pierce the bulwarks of Thy dark silence. Missile after missile of yearning for Thee must surely break down in time the ramparts of my ignorance and delusion. With firm faith I invoke Thee. Shine before my gaze the searchlight of true wisdom, that I find some chink in those high walls of my ignorance, that I may rescue Thee from the dungeon to which my lower self so long ago consigned Thee. Om.
Today's reading from the Gita is from the chapter Transcending the Three Gunas. In the annals of spirituality, there are a few outstanding examples of obedience. It must be said on this point that a true guru makes every effort to ensure that his disciples' obedience will be both deliberate, free-willed, and intelligent, and will not be a matter of blind or merely submissive acquiescence. Swami Shankara was standing on the other side of a river from a close disciple of his. My guru once described to me what happened. I still remember his understated facial expression, the subtle hand gesture, and the quiet tone of voice with which he related this part of the story. Shankara called gently to his disciple, "Come over here." Most people would have looked around for a boat. This disciple, however, placed a foot unhesitatingly on the water. The moment he did so, a lotus feet appeared beneath his foot and supported it. With each successive step, another leaf appeared. The disciple quickly reached the other side. From then on, he became known as Padmapada, lotus feet. Om.
Good evening, everyone. The topic today is faith in God. And this is a fabulous reading. I mean, how many of us would have done that? But we learned that on the spiritual path. So many people have their faith in money, and then they lose it. They may have faith in their health goes bad. They may have faith in the friends or so-called friends or whomever who may betray them. You can have faith in politics and it doesn't go well. You can have faith in a lot of things. And faith really means a deep knowing, a commitment, a dedication. You putting your hand in, not in politics or health or anything, but in God's hands. And I was recalling when I left college, and then I just knew there was something more. Then all those things I mentioned, I just thought, and I was so young, 21, there was nothing that was going right. I mean, it was going right, but it wasn't going anywhere. And then I remembered that there was something inside of me. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know anything about India at all. I never even knew anything about gurus and disciples and karma and reincarnation and puja and arati and all the things you all grew up with. I had no knowledge, but I knew there was something more to life. And one night, I remember praying deeply all night long, and this was before the path, of course, and I prayed for help. I didn't pray for God even, I just prayed for help. And the very next day, Master came to me. He didn't come in a vision or form or anything, but he came as a teacher of meditation. And some of you know this story, but it's worth repeating. I was with the kids in my social service in the program, and they were out, and I was buying some things for them. And I went to a store, and then I saw, as I was checking out the checkout counter, I saw a little booklet on meditation. Where I grew up, nobody was meditating. I didn't know anybody who even dreamed of meditation where I grew up in Los Angeles. But something just said, just get it. And this was my first story of faith. I bought that little booklet, and I went out. This was after praying all night, praying, crying. Everyone's gone through that, haven't you? And so then I was reading this pamphlet, and I just still can't believe that God answered my prayer. I was at a park on a bench reading. Just down from me, not that far even, was somebody sitting, and they looked like they were like the picture in the book. That they looked like that fellow in the book, meaning meditating. Whoa. I went over, I said, hey, what are you doing? I've always been very enthusiastic. And the guy, he opened his eyes, he says, I was meditating. I was so thrilled that God heard my prayer. For me, it was like the first prayer that I felt Divine Mother heard. And then that man was a teacher, Transcendental Meditation. I practiced that for a while. His mother was a teacher. Within 1 week, I'm bringing my fruits and my flowers, and I learned how to meditate. I learned TM. And what book did they give me? Autobiography of a Yogi. Understand? I had no knowledge of anything, but I was looking for help. And Divine Mother came. I mean, the next day. And as it says in the Bible, O ye of little faith. We have so many signs all around, every day. But we still don't have the faith. I really don't get it. I mean, I'm working on mine. I'm still working on it to get it 100%, but it goes up and down, no? And who hasn't had the challenges of life, the tests, the trials, when you feel God is not there? Sometimes you feel yes, sometimes you feel no, but once you get on the path, like I did and all of you, as you begin to meditate, your faith gets stronger, isn't it? As you begin to chant, you feel like, yeah, okay, I feel good. As you begin to do affirmations, you come to satsang, you serve your faith. You get the miracles happening in your life. Your faith gets strong and stronger and stronger. And then for me, and likely for you, when I read Autobiography of a Yogi, I went, wow, these stories are incredible. How can you not believe? And Master, in the beginning of the book, he quotes from the Bible, unless ye see signs and wonders, ye shall not believe. And you have to ask, why did he write that book? So that we would have faith. One story after another. And they're all fantastic stories. He gave them to strengthen our faith. He didn't write that book for himself. He came to strengthen the faith of everyone who has eyes and ears to see and hear. And just every story is so dear. And I was thinking of Rama raised from the dead. I mean, Lahiri Mahashaya told Yukteswar, his friend was Rama. They were friends. And he said, he will be well. And then he died. It's an amazing story. But he kept telling, and then Yukteswar goes back and he says, well, he doesn't look like he's getting well. He says, no, he will be well. He told him twice, but he died. And so he goes back to Lahiri Mahashaya and says, he's dead. And then he said, you take this oil, put it in his mouth, and see what happens. He came back to life. This is an incredible story. All you need is one of those stories. And then Yukteswar goes back to Lahiri Mahashaya, who's wreathed in smiles. This was when he had died. And he said, afterwards, he said, Lahiri Mahashaya said, I told you twice, he will be well, but you didn't believe. Wow. How many times has Master told us? Twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times. How many times have it told us? But we still don't believe it. And the other wonderful story from the 2 penniless boys. Wow. In Vrindavan. They have no money. They just have the tickets for the train. They have to come back the same day. And Master says, I accept the challenge. I think we all should just say in our life, I accept the challenge. Not, oh my God, how is that ever going to work out? You know? And it doesn't look like it's going to work out. But somehow it does. Somehow it always does. It may not be the way you want. You know, it's like, my desire is this. It better be this. It just doesn't always work out. But then everything works out for Mukunda and the little friend Jitin. And he sees Vrindavan, he meets a disciple, he gives Kriya, and he comes back and he showers the rupees on the table. Wow. And his elder brother takes the diksha from him. This is unheard of. Faith in God. He had the faith. And every one of those wonderful stories, Master went to America. He didn't know anybody. But he went. He spent 32 years there, faith. 32 years. Divine Mother sent him one person after another to help him. And before he went, he prayed. He said, I mean, how many people deeply pray? Not a lot. They said, help, and that's it. But Master said he prayed so hard before going to America that it felt like his brain would split. Oh, hours and hours he kept, like that prayer that Bhavani read, just kept it on, kept going. And then there was a knock at the door. Wow. How can people not have any faith? All you have to do is read those stories. There was a knock at the door, and Babaji comes. He says, God has heard your prayer. Go to America. You be protected. These are just when you lack the faith, just open that book, and it will strengthen you. And then in our own lives, yes, Divine Mother answers. I was remembering, if we can keep our sadhana strong, if we can turn to God, if we can ask, I've never found that the help wasn't there. Isn't it? I mean, that's over almost 5 decades. I've never found that something didn't happen to show me that God's presence, love, help was there. I was thinking about a story of Swamiji. I'll tell another story first. There was a wonderful friend of mine, and some have heard this, but it's remarkable. Her name, she changed her name. It was Carol. She changed her name to Happy. It's not like an affirmation, happy. And she was very, very uplifted, very joyful, very happy all the time. And So then this was, I don't know, 35 or way back. So she got AIDS. And she called Swamiji. Now listen how Swamiji said to her. She lived at Ananda village. She called Swamiji. And he said to her, I'm going to say it so you all will do this. Don't go into the consciousness of the disease. Meaning, don't let your energy drop down. And, Master, when he would go to the movies, not very often, but he would go sometimes, and then he would think about the whole life as a movie. In fact, he said it was a nightmare. And he said, Divine Mother, people are howling and screeching. Why did you give us in this? Why did you put us here? And the answer's so beautiful. Master said, she said to him, tell them to look to my beam within. Wow, that's where the faith comes. Tell them. And Master at the movies, they'd be tapping, Guruji, are you watching? His eyes would be closed. He says, yes, I'm watching the big movie. Who wants to watch this movie? Do you want the movie? I'm tired of the movie. Personally. He said, look to my beam within. And so happy, she looked to that beam. Swamiji kept saying, don't go there, don't go there. The doctor said, you have a year to live. What did she do? She energized twice a day. She chanted. She wrote chants. She got in her car and she drove around California teaching, singing, affirming, giving classes. She didn't say, got 1 year. What do I do? She served her guru. What am I saying? Put the energy out. Keep serving. Keep coming. Keep chanting. Keep praying. Keep affirming. You have to do your part. You can't sit there, help. No help will come. That's guaranteed. You have to keep going. So 1 year passes. She's still alive. Amazing. She was one of my best friends. She's still alive. She's chanting, serving, driving around, giving satsangs. You can't even get some people to come to the satsang. She was going, giving the satsangs. 2 years passes. She's stronger than ever. 3, happy is happy. 4, 5 years. Wow. I saw her. She's my good friend. How many years did that woman live? 10. After the doctor said 1, because she had faith. Wow. She could have died after 1 year, but she had so much faith. And she said, I'm going to serve until I die. I'm going to chant until I die. And Daviji and I were there just before she passed away in the hospital. She was unrecognizable by then, but I went there. She was a warrior. I took her hand. She was lying in the bed there. We brought a harmonium, put it on the bed, start chanting. And then I took her hand and I said, Happy, I know you hear me. If you hear me, squeeze my hand. And I said, Chai. And she woke up. She was in a coma. That's why I forgot. She came out of the coma while we were there because she had faith. Wow. And I went and told the nurse, she's awake. She couldn't be awake. She's not going to wake up. I said, she's awake. She came in, nobody could believe it. And she lived 2-3 more days, called all her friends and thanked them for the prayers. Wow. How did she live 10 more years? Think about it. Your health challenge, your finance challenge, your relationship challenge, your kids are bugging you, whatever it is. Your spouse is bugging you. look to the beam within. And Swamiji told this really beautiful story. I wasn't at Ananda then, but Jayaji was, and he was there at the time. And he said Swamiji had a kidney stone attack. And he was going to give the Sunday Satsang. I love these stories. And Swamiji was in so much pain that he just couldn't move. They wanted to drive him to the hospital down the bumpy roads of the meditation retreat. He said, I can't even do that. So it got closer and closer to the satsang time, Sunday morning. And Swamiji said he didn't like to pray for himself, but he prayed, Divine Mother, if you want me, this is such a beautiful prayer, if you want me to do this satsang, you're going to have to take this pain away. And Swamiji told us this story in India. I mean, he told it many times, but I saw him tell it here. It was in Pune, actually. He told the story. And he said the pain went away like this. That was it. And he went to give the satsang. And he said, I was so filled with joy, I still couldn't talk. It's so beautiful. These are beautiful stories of God's love, God's help, the grace, the blessings. And finally, I'll close with this, that there was a disciple. I mean, I hope your faith is getting stronger. Mine got stronger from reading these stories, but there was a disciple of a servant. I think he had to be a disciple of Babaji. And he went to an astrologer who looked at his chart and said, and this was the time, who was this, a disciple of? Shankar, thank you. That's right. Then Babaji comes later. So then he looked at his chart. He says, I'm sorry, but this is not good news. You follow the astrologer, or you're going to follow the guru. Think about it. I mean, really. So he said, it looks like you're going to die tonight even. And the guy goes back and he's trembling. You know, he's scared to death. And he goes and he tells Shankara, am I right about this? I'm sorry. He tells Babaji, have I got this right? He tells Babaji that he said, yeah, Shankar was the astrologer in that lifetime, that I'm going to die tonight. I just love it. Babaji said, go tell him it's not going to happen. just go tell him. And the guy is scared to death. So he goes back, he says, my guru says it's not going to happen. He said, you got a powerful guru if this doesn't happen. And that we do. So he goes back, and there was a big lightning storm that night. And the guru, Babaji, lays over the disciple all night long. Have you ever had that happen? I've had it happen. You feel Babaji's just, master, just protecting you. Lady Mahashai, all night long, all day long, the whole lifetime, let's face it. So then in the morning, the disciple, servant, he gets up and he's fine. And he goes back over to Shankar and he says, I'm coming to take Diksha from your guru because this was very difficult karma and your guru must be very powerful. Who doesn't have a difficult karma? I don't know anybody who doesn't. Do you? Everybody is difficult, everybody. But the power of the guru is far more than the karma. Remember it. It's far more than a karma. When you look at all of our gurus combined, you can be victorious. And if you want to, you will. Be victorious in this life. Don't be those people who are, "O ye of little faith." Strengthen your faith. God and the gurus, they're always there. We have to turn to them and let them help us. God bless you all.